Hello, welcome to the video. I'm Jessie and this is week 11 of The Artist's Way, right? Yeah, we're getting really close to the end here. I really like the chapter this week. I'm not going to do a good job of articulating it, but I feel it. I feel connected with this one. Just to summarize, the first section is about accepting yourself as an artist, as a creative person. Knowing that you might do things a little bit unconventionally in your life, you know. If everyone is doing something over here and says this is what you should be doing, you're over here like, are you sure? I don't want to do that. That doesn't feel right to me. I'm gonna do it this way. And just like leaning into it, owning it, and just going for it. And then it goes on to talk about how when you're an artist, you can have success. That can come with a successful career. It can lead to like recognition and all that, but it doesn't always, and that's not the point. Like when you're creative, you are going to make your art just because it's something that you have to do. It's something that completes you, and it like you just don't feel right unless you're doing that thing. And you have to find a way to make sure that you always have time and energy and inspiration to work on your creative stuff, you know? So the focus of this week is nurturing yourself and care of yourself in a way that enables you to be creative. And one of the tasks in here is just make a plan for your week and do something that is nurturing to yourself, to your creativity every day. It says to just do a loving act of kindness to yourself every day. That can mean a lot of different things, and that will mean a lot of different things to every different person. So I've been trying to think about what that means for me, and I've been doing this for 10 weeks now, so I kind of get the idea of what kinds of things feed my creativity and make me feel creative. So I need to keep doing those things, obviously. But I did come up with something that I'm going to do today that has helped me in the past, and I've kind of gotten away from doing it. Order in my environment is something that helps me have space in my brain to be more creative. So what I'm doing today is making a meal plan for the whole month. And when I say meal plan, I don't mean like, it's not like a diet type meal plan. And it's not a full meal plan either. It's really just dinners. What am I gonna make for dinner this month? This is something that just makes my life so much easier. And if you are the person in your household that's responsible for making dinner, you know that having to decide what to eat for dinner every single day is mentally draining. So if I take the time at the beginning of the month to just map out what I'm going to be making for dinner, it frees up a lot of creative mental space because I just have to decide once. I don't have to think about it again until next month, and I don't have to decide every single day what we're going to eat. It also makes grocery shopping a lot easier because I just come here to my plan and I just shop for the things that I need to follow the plan that week. So the way that I do it, I learned this from the Lazy Genius, Kendra Adachi. She calls it a meal matrix. And what we do is I print out these little calendars that I make, and we assign a category to every day. For example, every Friday is pizza night. So I write that in here. So right off the bat, Fridays are taken care of, pizza night, easy. And then we go to Monday. On Mondays, we usually do some kind of Mexican food like tacos or enchiladas, nachos. And then I will usually try to include a pasta night and make a big batch of pasta that will last 2 nights. And that just leaves one other weekday. What should we do? What should we do on for the last category? So I'll do like a meat and vegetable night, like a meat with a roasted vegetable or a salad or something like that. I usually leave the weekends open in case we want to go out and eat or make something fun. And so I will sometimes write on the side here just a list of ideas for more time-consuming recipes or new recipes that I want to try, and then I can make those on the weekends, or you can sub them in throughout the month too. This is nothing concrete. I don't have to stick to this exactly if I want to make something that I didn't put in the plan, but it's here to lean on just to take some of the mental load off. Anyway, so once you've established your categories, then you go through and you write down a meal idea for each week under that category. And to help me with this, I have my recipe binder where I keep recipes that I have tried in the past and liked. I also have like a running list of just meal ideas that go under each category. So like under the pasta category, you have tortellini, lasagna, mac and cheese, alfredo, spaghetti, ravioli, pesto, sausage, pasta, ground beef, add steak, add chicken. So this might be really easy for some people to do every day, but just having lists like this to reference, so helpful to me. My brain loves this. Okay, so like pizza and taco night is pretty standard week to week. It might change a little bit, like the shell might change to a tortilla or to a crunchy shell or to chips. I can make those types of decisions on the fly, and then like pizza is always pizza. So really all we have to do is decide on what pasta dish I want to make every week and what like meat and vegetable dish I want to make, and then a couple more fun things that I might want to make. Easy, so easy. Okay, let's do it. Okay, see, I forgot all about sloppy joes, but since I have it on my list, I was like, oh yeah, sloppy joes, we can make those. And that is the beauty of the meal matrix. And I don't put fancy stuff on here. Like sometimes I will literally put grilled cheese in tomato soup, but I know that's what we're having and I don't have to think about it. So that only took a few minutes. I have a whole plan for November. When you're watching this, it'll be almost December, so maybe you could try it for December. Help you get through the holiday season. This is really helpful during very chaotic times like Christmas time. This feels good. I need to get some groceries tomorrow, so now I know what to buy. My future self will thank me for doing this. So man, it is incredibly windy today. This building sounds like it's going to fall apart, but it's fine. So in carrying on with doing things that nurture my creativity, I'm going to tackle a couple of projects that I have been putting off. I'm going to try staining this basket, and I'm also going to stain this little table that I bought at the thrift store. I thrifted both of these things. I bought this like a year ago almost in December, and I look at it all the time and I think I should stain that so we can use it. I haven't had this as long. I've only had this for a couple of weeks. The reason that I think this will be a good thing to do for my creativity is that following through on doing things that I say I want to do helps me build trust in myself. My theory is that it will help the flow of ideas if I'm not shutting down the ideas that come to me. When I say that I want to do something and then I don't do it, it's like signaling to my brain that like, okay, she doesn't really care about this. I guess she keeps shutting down the ideas that we're sending her. So we should stop doing that. Like I'm blocking the flow of ideas when I'm having ideas and not following through on them. Does that make sense? Also, I just think it would feel good to look at this and think like, oh, that's cute. I'm glad I did that, instead of look at it and be like, oh, I should do that. You know, when am I gonna actually get to that? So we're just gonna do it today. I'm using this product. I know that it will work on the table because I'm using it to stain our kitchen cabinets right now too, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work on this basket because it is a wax and you have to buff it pretty aggressively. So we're taking a chance on putting it on the basket. We'll see we'll see. But it's pretty easy to use because you don't have to sand or strip anything. You just put it right on top of the existing finish and then you buff it. It's a wax, like I said, a wax stain. I'm gonna start with the basket and just see if it's gonna work. So let's move this somewhere else for now. Over here, that's fine. That's kind of a useless piece there. I don't have a pair of scissors apparently, so I'm using this chisel, but that's working. It would be better if I could just cut like usable pieces of this. So hang on, I gotta find scissors. Is anyone else just like the most impatient person when you're doing stuff like this? Like, I know I could walk into the house right now and grab a pair of scissors and it would take me like 30 seconds. And instead I'm just wandering around this shop looking for something that I can cut this with when I know there's nothing here. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some scissors. I'll be right back. See, wasn't that easier? Oh, I was gonna cut those off too. Good thing I went and got the scissors. Is that gonna look okay? I don't want to rub back and forth too much because I don't want to undo the weaving. So this is a little tricky. The other thing is, like, it would be better to use a brush to get into all the little nooks and crannies, but I don't want to have to clean a brush. So I'm just gonna put it on thick enough that it kind of seeps in. I'm just gonna keep going on this and I'll check back in with you when I'm done or if something interesting happens, okay? I think this actually might end up looking pretty good. I don't really care about what the inside looks like so much because there's gonna be stuff in here, but like, as long as it dries, I think it looks pretty decent. If it does dry, which I'm hoping it does, I'm gonna put a clear coat on top of it. I guess we just wait though at this point to see what happens. And I'm gonna do my table. I should probably have a mask on while I do this, just like a disclaimer. Oh, you're not supposed to go in a circular motion, just one direction. This is such a cute little table. These little spindly things are kind of challenging to work around. Okay, what do you think? I think it looks pretty nice. I'll show you better when we're back in the house and there's not so much junk around. Oh, it is so windy. I'm gonna let this sit out here for a day or two and I think I'm gonna finish this with the clear coat too. You don't need to, I don't think. wore gloves, but I still have stain all over my hands. Cool. Check on the basket in a couple days too. It sounds like there's a tornado happening outside. Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna go in the house and get cleaned up. And I want to show you how the table turned out and also the basket. They both turned out really well. I wasn't sure if the basket was going to work, and even after a couple of days the stain felt a little bit sticky and was rubbing off, but I finished it with the clear coat and I think it's going to be fine. It looks really cute. So let me show you the table first. It took the stain really well. I like the color that it turned out. I really recommend that Brie Wax stuff if you are doing a project like this and you don't want to sand or strip anything. So that's the table. And this is how the basket looks. It is a little bit splotchy, but I don't mind. It looks kind of rustic. And then I got it because I needed a little place to stash my couch activities. I have a couple little puzzle books, a Sudoku book, the Myrtle. I have like a sketchbook and some markers and colored pencils, and then my little cross stitch project and just things that I like to do on the couch. And I just needed a place to put them close by that was nice and contained. So it worked out well enough for me, but I would honestly not recommend the Brie Wax for the basket projects. I think you'd be better off with like either the spray stain or the liquid one, and then definitely you're going to want to do a clear coat no matter what. But really that Brie Wax, you have to buff it, and I just couldn't buff this basket without ruining it. So also another thing I wanted to show were these baskets. I thrifted these at the same time as that other one, and they were dark and I bleached them, which I've never done before, and that worked really well. So I just want to show you how those turned out. Yeah, so it feels good to have those few little projects done. I'm glad they turned out well. I'm supposed to be doing things this week that nurture my creativity, and I'm honestly having a hard time coming up with things that aren't just like basic self-care tasks. And like I did a big cleaning session this morning, did it like vacuum dust. But other than just like a big reset, I don't know what would be good to do. So I don't know, this is not going to be a very interesting or helpful video probably, but that's okay. If I think of any more little things to do, I will share them with you.